Hello and welcome to the Whisky.com news on the 27th of June 2022. And we have a number of very interesting news. We start off with Macallan. They're bringing out two new bottlings. The Macallan M, it's called the Macallan M Collection. It's the Macallan M Black, and the Macallan M Copper. And they are all about these 6 pillars of the brand of Macallan. That's like quality stuff where they do whiskey really good. You can read all about it on Whisky.com. Unfortunately, they are going to be really expensive with several thousand euros. Next up is Pernod Ricard. They are selling the Tormore distillery to Elixir Distillers. Elixir Distillers is one of these upcoming companies within the whiskey industry. They are already building an Islay distillery called Portinduan near Port Ellen, and now they are buying this Speyside distillery. Unfortunately, we don't know how much they paid for it. It's undisclosed amount. Then let's go to the lowlands. The oldest Bladnoch with an original bottling is out there, and it's the Bladnoch 30 years old. I said original bottling because they are independent bottlers who already bottled 35-year-old Bladnoch. It's a combination of Oloroso sherry casks and Moscatel casks. Unfortunately, only 950 bottles, but they want to bring it out yearly, which I doubt that they will carry through over the next decades, because it will probably not be possible because of the missing stock, because they have been closed for a long time. But hopefully they can come out with a little bit better younger stuff, and we don't see that gap as so bad. But I'm glad they are progressing, let's say it that way. Then we have Hazelburn 21-year-old. A new Hazelburn from the Springbank Distillery is out, but as everybody pretty much knows, the Springbank Distillery is in high demand but low supply. There will be 6,300 bottles out there. I hope that is the correct number. It's for international, like all of them, and it's 70% sherry casks and 30% bourbon cask, 46% ABV, so 21 years old. It's a really nice bottling, but unfortunately, we probably not see many people buying that because of the low supply. Then we have news from Johnnie Walker, and they're bringing out a new black label with a special series. So normal black label in the bottle, but they have nice labels on top, and it's the Keep Walking City Collection, and it's about the cities of Mexico City, New Delhi, Warsaw, Bangkok, Istanbul, Madrid, and all of them have about 2,500 bottles. And the very special thing about is the ink that is being used to draw the labels, and that ink is upcycled air pollution, probably from these cities, as they are not the cleanest cities there on the planet. And so you have pollution on your label that is in the form of ink, but nice way. Then we have news from Ireland, and that's another sale of a distillery. Sazerac is buying the Irish Lough Gill Distillery and the brand Athrú. The brand Athrú was originally brought in by Billy Walker. He created that as like a noble brand of whiskey, and the distillery was originally founded 2014, and now it has been sold for 70 million euros, but that has not been confirmed. So it's a rumor of let's say that way, a rumor of 70 million euros. And what is known is that the mansion or the estate that has been on, is the buildings are 300 years old. So very historic buildings, and they have already a really good master distiller. Helen Mulholland, the master blender of Bushmills, is now becoming the master distiller at the distillery. And for everybody who says, oh, she's master blender, master distiller, if you are a master blender, you know a lot about distilling. So I think she is up to the job. Yeah, next up, we go to the United States, and it's a rather strange news. And that's because it's legal news, and now the Scotch whisky has been branded as a registered trademark. Don't put me down on the legalese terms, probably it's something else, but all in all, you can't produce Scotch whisky in the United States anymore and sell it as Scotch whisky. And now the Scotch Whisky Association has kind of a hand in selling their Scotch over in the United States, and has now legal protection for Scotch whisky. Before that, you could actually have done that. You could have had just produced Scotch whisky, had to keep up with the regulation of whiskey, as that is a protected term in the United States, which is not that strict. And then you could have sold it as Scotch whisky, and the Scottish people could just do nothing. But now it is being protected. Do we really need that law? I don't think anybody sold Scotch whisky in the United States as Scotch whisky in big scale, so pretty redundant. Yeah. Next up, international news. The Teerenpeli distillery from Finland bringing out a new single cask and the Savu. So 2 new single malts come out from the market, and it's the cask strength variant of the Teerenpeli Savu. And now we also have a single cask, and that is an 8-year-old Pedro Ximenez cask. No coloring, no chill filtration, and yeah, we can probably have it here on the cask. I'm not quite sure if we're gonna get it, if there's enough stock in here that is justifying a video. So, and then I have some bad news for you, and that is we're going for a break. So that's bad news for you, not bad news for me. We're going for a break. The next 2 weeks, they're not gonna be Whisky.com news, so I'm gonna see you in the next 3 weeks then, but we're gonna jot down all the news anyway, and we will have a pretty big, long episode of the Whisky.com news when we come back. So yeah, thank you very much, and see you in 3 weeks.